When self-doubt runs your life, it becomes the compass you never meant to follow. Beth in Yellowstone once said, "I made 2 decisions in my life based on fear, and they cost me everything." I thought about that line and realized I've made countless decisions based not on fear, but on self-doubt, and they've cost me just as much. The first time I remember was when I was 12. My parents pushed me to join a dance group. On day 1, the teacher split us into 2 groups, the talented and the not so talented. You can guess where I ended up. I never went back. Later I found I was good at writing. I even won competitions. But whenever I had to read my work aloud, my voice cracked, my hands trembled, my face burned red. I hated every moment on stage. In high school, I tried theatre. I got 1 line in a play. 1 line. But I quit before I could ever say it on stage. By university, I already decided I wasn't half as good as everyone else. So I chose production over creativity, efficiency over risk, safety over exposure.
We have just arrived at a beautiful, beautiful church, which is a very old church. I love old churches. They're the best ones, aren't they? I'm not a religious person, but it just feels like this is a beautiful place to be.
Dreaming of becoming a producer meant I signed up for the hustle culture. I believed that if I worked hard enough, if I proved myself to everyone around me, I would make it to the top. And so I refused to listen to myself or what my body was saying, and I pushed through with my ESPs to my teachers, my employers, and whoever had the so-called power to decide my value. I was bullied, laughed at, and humiliated, and I believed it was all for a higher purpose, that all this roughness will finally carve me into the individual I aspire to be. Or so I thought I wanted to be: tough, ruthless, confident, powerful, in control. Little did I know that's not what power looks like. Looking back, it's as if life kept handing me opportunities to choose differently. And each time, I ran. I let myself be crippled with self-doubt, and I made up a story in my head about what I should be instead of what I wanted to be. The power search was masked with arrogance, and my pride would be hurt every step of the way. How foolish to think we are choosing the best for ourselves when we are so clearly blindsided by our own ignorance. All this time, underneath, it was always the same story. I wasn't good enough. Eventually, life cornered me. My biggest project as a production manager fell apart. I collapsed with it. My voice shrank to a whisper. My body curled in on it itself. Every day I ask, how did I get here? What's the lesson? And then for the first time, I heard it clearly. This is not for you. It was the voice I'd been ignoring all along, shouting from behind the curtain. Everything felt so intense, so painful, like a nightmare. I was trapped in a job I hated, and I had to put an end to it. Self-doubt has become this horrible monster that was making me sabotage everything I touched. I couldn't make sense of what was going on, and I was crushed by the judgment of those around me.
Yesterday I went to Rye, this small town an hour away from London, and it was beautiful. It was a medieval town, very cozy. You have a few pubs that you can go and eat and relax, and then you have a couple of museums, a castle, very small castle. I'm probably going to make a video if I haven't already posted it about it. But the experience was so much more different because I love being in nature and I love being by myself, well, with a bunch of people, but not so much surrounded by a lot of people. So my social anxiety actually activated yesterday that I wasn't fully comfortable to film myself, and I was doubting what I'm doing a lot and me being in front of the camera and everything. So I said, okay, I can't. So now being up here in the hills of the British countryside is so much more different. I feel like in nature I can be myself. I can relax and not care that much, which is beautiful. And the sun is out as I'm saying this. What a perfect timing, honestly.
Letting go of that identity, my career, the image I'd built, wasn't easy. At first, there was freedom. It felt like stepping out onto an open path after years of being trapped indoors. I could finally breathe. But freedom can be terrifying. Because once the walls fall away, the world feels too wide, and the questions come rushing in. What now? Who am I without this? Could I finally dare to chase that dream I buried as a child? The one that felt silly back then, but now makes perfect sense. Hope doesn't arrive all at once. It's like hiking a trail you don't fully trust yet. You take a turn, unsure if it's the right way, but you keep walking. Little by little, I began to notice sparks again. A flicker of excitement when I picked up a camera, a steadiness in my chest when I wrote. A quiet joy in moments I used to dismiss as unimportant. Self-doubt was still there, whispering, "Don't get carried away, don't risk it." But I thought of the trail beneath my feet. How every uphill climb makes your legs ache, but also brings you closer to the view. And for once, I didn't let doubt decide for me. I just kept moving forward. I tried a lot of things, I failed several times, with an unwavering conviction that I will eventually find my voice, my path. Because that's what hope really is, not a sudden burst of confidence, but a steady step, and then another, even when the ground feels uncertain. So now I walk, step by step, not to escape self-doubt, because it still walks beside me, but to keep moving in spite of it. Maybe that's all courage is, not waiting until the fear is gone, but daring to leave while it's still there. These days, I try to stay present, so I can recognize the exact moment I fall into old patterns and choose differently. Sometimes I'm very vigilant with it. Other times I fail miserably. But isn't this what the human experience is all about? If you've ever felt held back by doubt, I hope my story reminds you the path is still yours to take, even if it's slow, even if it's messy, even if you don't know where it leads. Because the only wrong step is never stepping at all. Thank you for hiking with me today. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments, and maybe share your own story of overcoming self-doubt. Until next time, keep walking your path.